Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be getting started here in a minute or two. All right. Well, we've got a good turnout on the line already. We'll go ahead and get started. Hi, everybody, and welcome. My name is Rob Clark. I'm the SVP of Sales for North America at CommBox. We've all seen AI implementations that just don't work. Either they're too complex, they're hard to manage, they don't actually solve the real problems that businesses face. And that's why we're here today to talk to you about how CommBox makes it easier to build and launch automation flows that actually work quickly and accurately without all the usual headaches. So I've got with me a couple great people that are colleagues of mine. First, Michal Raz, who's the head of our global partnerships. She'll be kicking things off with an overview of CommBox. And then Carmel Persick, who's our AI project manager. She's going to take you through a live demo so you can see it in action. So throughout this webinar, feel free to ask questions in the Q&A box, and then we'll also have a Q&A session at the end where we answer those if we as well. Thank you. Over to you, Michal.
Thank you so much, Rob. So super excited to get to dig in. The idea of this is to be more of a workshop than a webinar, but we will bring you into context with a few overview slides, and then Carmel is going to take us through a customer workflow and then add specific flow around loading your knowledge base into the solution and basically allowing self-servicing on that knowledge base for users. So from agenda perspective, as I said, CommBox overview, we're going to go through some use cases and customer stories that we have. Then most of the session is going to focus on the building part. And at the end, we're going to open up the floor for some questions. So let's dig in. So we're CommBox. CommBox has been around since 2013. We're at this point over 350 customers globally. Overall, the platform manages around 100 million conversations. And really the claim to fame of CommBox that we're able to automate end-to-end, even complex interaction, while that increases efficiency for businesses and you get a very significant boost in satisfaction from customers. So if we look at the industries that we operate in, really we operate across verticals. If I'm trying to look at the ones that are reoccurring, financial services, so we have some of the largest banks in Europe using the solution for customer engagement. We have healthcare organizations that leverage our solution across their solutions. I'll go into a case study in a moment. We have insurance companies that are reoccurringly doing claim filing and updating a policy and renewing a policy and things like that. We have retailers like IKEA. So a lot of exciting brands that each one is doing their specific automation in their business. So if we look at what is the biggest frustration till now with customer service, really there's been a hype around chatbots and then it deteriorated. And part of the reason that it deteriorated is that people don't see the efficiency that it promised, right? If at the end of the day, all I can do is collect some data and hand it over to a call center agent, I didn't really do what I was set to do. So we find that, in a survey that was done, that over 36% of consumers find bots to be ineffective and 39% of the brands the same. So what that creates is basically a plateau of inefficiency for bots, and kind of you get to the point that these really didn't meet the promise that they had. With CommBox, we're able to resolve even complex inquiries, and therefore you get businesses that are coming back and continuously automating across the different departments that they have and solutions. This could be for customers. It could also be internally for people in your business that want to do HR queries and so on. So we can do things like, somebody's landing and he messages his travel insurance to say, how do I cancel the insurance? The insurance gets canceled right then and there. You don't need to talk to anybody. So when we say complex, here are some of the examples of things that we can do. Carmel is going to show you some of these things in action, but you can provide, for example, if I want to renew my prescription, I can message that I want to renew my prescription, get a catalog of the existing prescriptions that I have on record with my EHR, and be able to press to renew one of them, and that will be automatically sent to my pharmacy. So there's a lot of really a very significant efficiency bump with doing full A to Z flows with CommBox. So to summarize some of the key differentiations with CommBox, so supporting advanced automation to be able to automate even complex flow, very rapid deployments. Typically, our customers will see something between a month to 3 months full deployment. Again, it depends the complexity of their project, but that is what is average. And then enterprise-grade security. The reason we're able to service HMOs, banks, insurance company is because we hardened every point of the journey with customers and the solution. If we look at Clalit, just one of the HMOs out of Israel, that, by the way, they have 5.3 million subscribers. They have 1,500 clinics and 14 hospitals. And really, they took and automated the various solutions that they have. They did thing within a clinic in a rural area, and intake in hospitals, and cross service of the HMO, like mental health FAQs, and be able to kind of do specific operations for that domain. If we take AIG as an example, they are able to automate things like file a claim, change the policy, document retriever, I want to get my policy, and so on and so forth. And once you have that implemented, we see customers reporting a very significant amount of benefits. So, for example, AIG reported that 57% of the customer requests are now handled completely by automation. They never need to reach a call center agent. 60% of what used to be on voice has now been shifted to digital channels. So quite impressive results from AIG. Another interesting one and somewhat recent is Panasonic. So their Toughbook division being able basically to allow customer service using WhatsApp, be able to use seamless integration with the CRM that we'll talk about in a minute, are also our integration layer, and being able to support multiple languages. So the solution you can write in Spanish and the agent could be answering in English, and so on. Okay, so now let's dig into the platform so you understand the building blocks of the platform, and then I will hand it over to Carmel. And feel free to put in questions as I'm going through this. We will make sure everything gets answered. So if we look at the platform, we really have a few components to it. The middle part here is probably the brain, the center of the solution. It's an automation builder, a no-code automation builder that allows you to write business logic, agnostic to what channel it came in on. You're able within that environment very easily to add flows and be able to do the automation that we talked about. Those flows will, in some cases, could use AI, and we'll talk about that, I think, in the next slide. We also have an agent desktop. So you're doing automation, and at some point you want to escalate to a human, either automatically because sentiment seems to be going not your way, or proactively by the customer saying that they want to talk to an agent. So we have a unified omni-channel agent desktop that allows an agent to sit in front of one desktop and see all the different channels that are coming in. Channels could be social channels, could be email, could be web chat, could be messaging channel. So we support a very vast amount of channels. agent is getting that request. And while you're looking at the incoming message, you're able to see the history of what happened with the automation until the point it was escalated to you as a human agent. You're able to see if we have a CRM integration or ERP integration, you're able to see the record of this specific user and to see previous discussions and anything related to that. So that's the omnichannel agent desktop. If I'm going to the right-hand side here, we have our built-in integration. So we've invested a lot in building connectors to the prevalent CRM, ERP, EHR systems. This comes as off-the-shelf connector. We could also extend to build additional connectivity using system-specific API, and that is done by our implementation folks. Also, we have outbound campaigns, so the ability to send out a campaign to all your patients, for example, that it's now flu season and you should go get vaccinated. Now, sending out campaigns is not unique to CommBox, but the ability to react to them right then and there and schedule an appointment in your nearby clinic is unique to CommBox. Or be able, if you're a retailer, you want to send out a promotion and immediately then and there open up a conversation with the brand, ask more questions, and maybe actually do the purchase. We, of course, also have a BI and analytics layer that's able to provide real-time insights, but also overall insights on the operation of agents and so on. So if we're looking at specifically the AI element of it, because in this workshop, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into your knowledge base and ability to search on it. So really, we use AI across the various components of the solution. We use AI as part of our automation agent. So being able to both search on intent and not need to press specific buttons, to be able to leverage knowledge base and leverage external systems like OpenAI in order to get unsolicited kind of questions answered. We are also continuing to use AI when the discussion escalates to a human agent. So we have an agent assist capability that you as an agent, you can ask questions on what's our policy for this and that and get the best answer. You could also define the tone of the answer as you see here in the example. And also within our flow builder, you use AI in order to basically define when do you jump to specific workflow. So you can jump to a workflow because a button was pressed, or you can jump to a workflow if an intent was deciphered, like Rob is looking to schedule an appointment. He writes appointment, it immediately jumps to that, even if there were typos in his request. So we talked about that. Our integration layer is very crucial because it allows you to build things much more quickly. And that's part of the reason why we support such rapid deployments, because of these connectors. We have off-the-shelf connectors with Salesforce, SAP, Priority, Dynamics, Oracle Cloud, and a few more. We also have integration with Marketing Cloud solutions like Salesforce Marketing Cloud, SAP, Marsys, etc. I talked about this in the beginning, but it's a very important part of the platform, the fact that we've invested a lot in certification and hardening the solution across the board in order to be able to service regulatory sensitive organizations. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to the fun part of building stuff. So Carmel, I'm going to stop sharing and hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Great. I just want to move this. Well, thank you so much for joining. I will now give you a short overview of the platform, and then we will go over a bot that we have for one of our clients and add AI onto that. So this is the inbox. There are many filters to the inbox, and I will click on settings. This page is basically where agents can see conversations that are coming in. Sorry, my internet's a bit slow. Okay, so this is the settings page. I have my automation here, different channels that I can connect to CommBox, websites as well. We have forms. It's a very long page, so I'll just brief through, and integrations, which is where you would connect your CRM if needed. So I'm going to automation flows, and I would like to show you my flow that is called webinar. Okay, so I just want to show you what we can do in CommBox Studio before I show you this specific example. Okay, so this is Studio 2. The way we work is this kind of tree chart. And this is my first node, and I can add nodes specifically to the type of activity that I want. So if I want to say something like hi, hello, or a welcome message, I would use this. I would use ask if I want to ask a question and then wait for input from the client. And I can also delete steps. I can copy, paste, move entire trees. I also have an option to run an API, so that's also very relevant in different processes such as OTPs and scheduling. So we would use APIs, and this would be the type of node we would use. I can add any API call that I would want into the bot. So let's say I'm just choosing this, and I have the entire space, just like Postman, to send out an API call and get a response. Next step, I can also forward to an agent from inside the bot. So in case that I'm in a situation where I would want to move the end user to an agent, so that's the type of node that I would use. I can create an item such as send an email or an SMS from inside the automation bot. And I would use to end a conversation. Jump is a very useful node that we use to jump within our flow. So we always want to create flows, especially repetitive ones. You'd like to create them once. So I would always use a jump step to jump to an existing flow instead of creating it so many times. It's for sure very important when you're maintaining your bot, when you have to make a change, and you only have to do it once. Back is to jump back a few steps. So if I would like to jump a few steps from where I am now, I usually like to use jump because it does the same, and then I just jump right to where I want to be instead of going back. Because if I go back, let's say 1 or 2 steps, then sometimes if I change something in the background, so that could affect that. We have the option to add links, unknown behavior, which would mean that if we receive something that's not what the bot expects, like if there are buttons and we expect them to choose, so instead of choosing, they write. So I would have this unknown behavior that I would like to add. And error is another node that we use for APIs and capturing errors. So now that we went through the not the flow yet, but just the types of nodes, I would like to show you the flow that I'm going to present, and you'll be able to see that there are different nodes, different colors, and opening a new studio. Okay, so this is my flow. I can collapse and expand so I can see the whole thing in one view if I'd like, and if it's too much, I can also collapse and see my tree view this way. Okay, so this is a bot that is in the healthcare system by one of our clients, and we have different options. So I would like to show you the demo. I will be going to one of the channels that it's connected to just to show you what it would look like. This bot is connected. It's not really connected, but on the on the client's website, it is connected. And I'd like to show you a demo. Okay, so just please take into account that I am logged into the website, so the bot knows who I am already. So I can initiate a conversation on the website. And I have different options of what I'd like to do. So for example, I'm going to choose to renew a subscription that I have. So as you can see, the bot already knows me and is loading up my prescription option. So I have a gallery of my prescriptions that I would want to renew. I choose one. And now I can see that my prescription was successfully renewed and it's waiting for me in my specific location because it knows where I am because I am logged in. Next thing is scheduling an appointment. So when you schedule an appointment, so this is specifically for the healthcare industry, but really scheduling goes throughout industries. So you can imagine how that could be relevant to different businesses. So I'd like to schedule an appointment for a, let's say, family doctor. When I would like to schedule my appointment. So I'm choosing a date tomorrow. I'm choosing morning. And I have my request and exactly where I'm supposed to go. Yes, so I'd like to try updating my details. So if I'd like to update my personal details with the HMO, so I'm choosing to update my mobile number today. So I'm updating. This is my number. Send. And now I have received a form to sign to confirm the changes that I'm asking for. So this form knows who I am, what my email is, and the new details to update. I will sign, click OK, and then send. This is an internal COMBOX form, so that will appear very soon. We'll see it later in the agent screen. Yeah, so I'd like to, let's see what's next. Let's say connect with an agent. So if I click connect with an agent, I am now forwarded to agent assistant. So I was in automated status. Now I will be open. So this is the open conversation that we just had, and this is what the agent will see. This is the form that I signed. So it exists here as an object for the agent to look at and take care of. Okay, so this is what my bot would look like without any AI on it. So now I would like to close my conversations and show you how to add on AI to the existing bot. Okay, so everything's closed and now, okay, so this is my flow. I would like to add another button. So to add on, I have a question because I do want it to be intuitive for the end user. So I click on the small plus, I add another say step and I call it, I have a question. And then the text will be how can I help? Question mark. Saving that. I always like to save my work because if something happens, you need to be saved. Okay, so I added this note of I have a question. I will also enable the AI on this script. So I'm enabling AI powered automation, saving that. And also I would like to change my default end action instead of just closing the conversation with no answer. I would like for after 30 seconds, I think is probably sufficient, to go to a different step, which is the loop prevention flow. So I'd like to just show you what it looks like. So loop prevention flow would be the option to either connect with an agent or this is the message that the customer sees. So it's still need assistance. So you either want to connect with an agent or you still need assistance. And then that would mean go back to the main menu or no, thank you. Everything's great. And then the conversation will close. Okay. So now that I've added these components, so everything's good. I check before I publish. And I have my extra button. I want to see it. Okay, so I see it. Great. Now I want to publish. So the difference between saving and publishing is that saving is just internally saving the flow, and then publishing would mean that that would be live if this was connected to a real channel. So it would go live immediately for the end users to see. So that's important to know. I'd like to call this adding AI because I'm adding AI to the existing bot. Saving and publishing. Great. So now that I've added this option, so what I will see, we're gonna check it together. I'm gonna refresh. We're gonna see that I added the right button and that it looks like what I want it to look like. So I'm logging out of all conversations. I want to start fresh after I publish, and I just want to see that the button that I added works. Great. Okay, so the fact that I saw that it was thinking, that means that I enabled the AI. And now I have my new button. I have a question. Now what I want to do is add the right information to the knowledge base, because right now the knowledge base is empty. And if I have a question and just type something, I wouldn't get the right information about what I would want. So I will go to the settings page. Yes, automation flow. And once again, go to Studio 2. I'd click on knowledge base, and I see that my knowledge base is now empty. So I will upload an item. So I'd add a PDF that I have created in advance. It's about a clinic that totally exists that is called C Health. So opening that, and I click on Learn. I'd like to show you what it looks like before. So this is what it looks like. It's basically information about a clinic. Okay, so closing this. Okay, great. So now I see that this is uploaded, it's learned, effective at this time. Great. Now I have information. Now I can go back to the bot, and I like to restart the conversation after I add things. So for testing purposes, I always recommend to do that. So I've prepared some short questions that we can ask. Okay, so I want to ask this question. Is C Health open on Saturdays? C Health is open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Next question I want to ask is, does C Health accept insurance? I'd also want to show you what it looks like when it's automated and I can see my conversation going live. So if I'm an agent and I want to see what conversations are going on online, I can see them here. Yes, so I have my answer. Yes, C Health accepts most insurance plans. Co-payments may, yes. So this is the answer that it gave based on the PDF. You can obviously play around with it and feed it more information to change it if needed. And at some point, maybe I would like to move to an agent, and the bot will ask me after 30 seconds what I'd like to do, if I still need assistance or not. I'd also like to show you how the agents using CommBox can also use this feature. So once you've uploaded, yeah, so I still need assistance. I'll go to connect with an agent, and now the status of the conversation has changed to open because it's open for an agent to take on. I can ask AI, so I can ask the same question. So if I'm a new agent and I need assistance in the platform, I'm new, I don't know what to answer this client. So instead of looking tirelessly through probably what would be a lot of information to check, so I can ask AI internally and have the information, and I can decide to insert it and then send it to the conversation right here on the bot. So yes, I think this concludes the session for me. Okay.
Nice. Thanks, Carmel. So we've got a couple of questions here that maybe you can help me with. Can you talk through how a bot works with external forms where the application are in, let's see, might require a customer to navigate to a site to take some actions and then return to the bot?
So this, the forms are internal in Combox. So I mean, you can get information from external forms through API, but you can also create these forms internally in the system. So that's what I showed. You can go to the settings and then just add a new form. And then once you add a new form, you have a way to access it through the bot and then send it out to end users to fill out. And then that's filled out inside Combox, basically. So the whole process is internal. I hope that answered the question.
No, I think it does. And then as it relates to the learn function, are there particular formats of forms that we might use to ensure that learning is more successful?
Well, I think that regular PDFs work. That's what I uploaded. But of course, every AI experience needs fine tuning.
Got it. Got it. Okay, thanks. Can the notes be published to an existing story in Jira?
Which notes?
Uh, I, I don't know exactly what.
Yeah, I think it's basically the conversation kind of overall summary. Can it be published the same way we do it with CRM? Can it be published in Jira? And typically our solution has ability to do AI summary, and those typically get published to the ticketing system, to the CRM system, to the EHR. So yes, we have a ability to post it back into the where the data resides.
Thanks, Mikhail. As it relates to generative responses, the question was, are you able to use generative AI for responses? Uh, that's the easy part. And then if so, is this able to learn and adapt as time goes on?
So in this case, it does learn it, but it learns what you put in. So it's really about the PDF that you upload.
But then we can also use generative to interpret questions and then I guess point the generative to proper responses as well, I guess, right?
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Are you able to, back to the demo, are you able to show an admin panel where operations can monitor running flows? I guess that's basically looking at real-time dashboards.
Sorry,
Not sure.
real-time dashboards of.
Well, let me just read the question again. I'm not sure I fully understand it. Can you show an admin panel where operations can monitor running flows?
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay.
Okay, so can you see my screen now here?
Yes.
Is this what you mean? The inbox where I can monitor the conversations that are going on in bots and then monitor conversations that are open waiting for an agent? Is this the.
Probably, I guess. That's
Yeah.
probably. You could also, I guess, particularly, you could show dashboards, both real time and historical, and look at automation functions on there, like in the dashboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this one? The insights?
Well, yeah, insights is for historical, and you can obviously you can look at automation there, and then also for real time, the one above that.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep. And I
And then
think if we didn't answer the question, we'll provide. I'll summarize kind of where you can contact us to get more information. If we, since the participant can't really speak, if we didn't answer the question, please email us. We'll follow up with more information.
And then we got clarification on the question about notes. It's related to when we commit changes.
So that would mean the Studio 2 flow.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is the flow, the existing flow.
Got it. If a client has multiple flows, how does the IT operations team monitor the health of the automation?
That's a good question. Okay, so we usually add tags to certain places in the bot that we'd like to monitor. So if we want to know how many of our clients are, I mean, which subject is the most popular, so we would add a tag here, set a tag, and then that tag would count the number of times that that users are clicking on it, and then that would also be able to be monitored through a report.
Great. Thank you, Carmel. I think that covered all of our questions. And as Mikhail said, we'll go through and make sure we give thorough answers to not only questions we might have missed, I think we've got them all, but also to give some more qualifying information to the questions that were asked.
I'm going to take over the share just for a second, Rob, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So if we want to play around with this a little bit more, so we do have a free trial that you're able to click on, and basically takes you through registration, and you're able to try to play around with this on your own and see if you're able to build simple bots and so on. Of course, if you get stuck in any way, please contact us. And then to the next one, contact us. So if you want to talk about a specific need that you have, integration into a specific system, a specific pain point. Right now, your call center agents are, overflowed with administrative tasks. Could you automate that? Just contact our team, and we'll be happy to kind of dive in, look at it, and see what solutions we can come up with together. And last, on the partnership side, so if you're interested to partner with CommBox on reselling, on implementation, and so on, we're always kind of happy to entertain that discussion. Click on that. And again, the presentation, I saw that question, will be shared with everybody attending, and we'll be happy to kind of explore partnering as well. So I think that is all we had for today. Rob, I believe, and we will come back with written answers as well, because we kind of rushed through some of the question. We'll make sure we provide thorough answers. And I think that's it, Rob, right?
I think so. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. Looking forward to get engaged together.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a
Bye-bye.
great day. Bye-bye.